It's really, really great to see people, humans. I'm sure you all feel that way. So thank you so much for being here. I'm Marianne SOREL. I'm the co-chair of CEL with Ann Basie. And I particularly am very happy to see everybody. Last year, as you might know, we did not have this event. We like to have an annual CEL reception. For obvious reasons, we didn't have it, and last year was my first year as co-chair, so I was very disappointed. So this year I was really eager to try to do something, and really things progressed very quickly this season, as you all know, this spring, and we're really happy that we were able to put this together. So thank you all for responding quickly to the invitation and for being here and your willingness to be here. I want to thank the Lexington Historical Society for having us here and for fortuitously opening last week this space. So I think we're the first people to use the space, the first outside group, so thank you. I also want to thank Christina Burwell from Monroe Center, who also had offered her space, so we're very grateful for this great community we have of people to help us out, so thank you. Before I get started, I want to introduce Matt Jose from the Foundation for Metro West, and as you know, we are a fund of the Foundation for Metro West, so Matt's going to come up and just explain their work. Thanks.
Thank you, Ann. Thank you, Marianne. Thank you to the CEL for inviting us. What a great event. This is the first time I've been around this many people, and I'm feeling the energy from the nonprofit community and the philanthropy community. I just wanted to say a few things about the Foundation for Metro West. We're the community foundation for the 33 cities and towns that make up our area, and we traditionally give grant making through arts and culture, human services, a few other variety of programs, but over the past 15 months we've really pivoted to emergency relief funding to make sure that we're responding to the immediate needs of the Metro West community, and I can proudly say we've given out and distributed $5 million over the past 15 months in emergency relief funding, part of it through all of our town funds. So it's been an amazing year. It's been an amazing year for Metro West and for philanthropy, and one of the things we're most proud of is our partnerships with our town funds. And you're hitting a milestone this year of $250,000 in total grant making since your founding in 2013. So I just wanted to make sure I didn't stop saying anything before I mentioned that. So congratulations to CEL as well. So thanks everybody for coming. What a great night, and thanks for inviting us.
Thank you, Matt, and thanks very much to the Foundation for all their support and guidance. It's really vital to us, so thank you. Like all of you, this year, CEL had to pivot, reinvent itself in March 2020. That will go down in infamy. We got a Zoom account. We expanded our Google Docs. We got very used to each other's virtual backgrounds, kids, cats, whoever walked by. But despite that all, we had a really good year, and we were very productive and very successful, culminating in tonight. We had a successful annual appeal in the fall. We actually raised more money than we did last year, which was really amazing. We weren't sure what was going to happen during this year, so we're very grateful to our community and to our donors here in Lexington. We also expanded our grant making, both in terms of the programs we offer as well as the amount of money we gave out this year. We're actually giving out a record amount of money this year, so we're really proud and excited about that. The first new set of grants that we started to give this year are our emergency grants. A couple of years ago, our board had the foresight to put some money aside as an emergency fund. We didn't really envision what that would be for. We sort of thought something local, maybe there'd be a hurricane, I don't know. We did not envision a global pandemic, but wow, it was timely. And it allowed us to really pivot and think about what was happening with our grantees and with nonprofits in town. And we really realized nonprofits were hit very disproportionately and very hard, difficult times for them in the pandemic. So we spent some time trying to figure out how we could respond. We reached out to all of our grantees and we reached out to the community. And in June 2020, we gave out our first set of emergency grants to sort of meet the more urgent needs that came up. Our first set of grants went to the Lexington Interfaith Food Pantry. Because obviously food insecurity was a big and immediate need at the beginning of the pandemic. We also gave to the Lexington Symphony Musicians Fund. When the symphony had to cancel their concerts, that of course affected the livelihood of many musicians. And we also gave to the Monroe Center for the Arts, who had to also cancel their programming, which was a huge adverse effect for them. So these grants were really meant to have immediate impact in the community. We then continued to follow the pandemic and the lockdown to see what would happen. Nobody envisioned it was going to last another year. We've sort of kept tabs and eye on the situation and have been assessing the long-term effects on our grantees. And we were able to give a second set of emergency grants just this April. And those went to supportive living to help provide mental health counseling and education to their staff and to their residents in their long-term care facilities. You can imagine that when you're in a long-term care facility, the isolation, that you couldn't have visitors, plus the difficulty for the staff, that we're really on the front lines. So this will help target some mental health counseling for them. Also, again, to the Monroe Center for the Arts to build some structurally sound tents in the back for their, to have programming outdoors in the spring and summer. If you drive by, you'll see them in the back, or if you walk on the path in the back. And also to Food Link to help rescue food in Lexington. So again, for food insecurity, for arts and culture, and for mental health. We know that arts and culture was hugely impacted through this. The other new set of grants we started giving were capacity building grants, which we started in 2019. We realized after, we've had this annual competitive grant every spring since our founding in 2013, and we realized through that a lot of nonprofits really need internal work as much as grants for programmatic issues. So we started this in 2019 with the hopes that we could make an impact for some groups that need that internal work. And with a matching grant from the Chicolo Family Foundation, we were able to give out our first grant of $10,000 to GWAC, the Global Warming Action Coalition. And they've done a phenomenal job. They've completely rethought their structure, their membership, their they've made a strategic plan, they've reworked their website, so it's had a great impact on them, and we're really impressed with their work, and we really look forward to all that's ahead for them. Then we were able to give more capacity grants this December. Thank you to a generous family in Lexington who gave us a matching grant for that. And at this time we gave 3 grants, one to LEXRAP, to consult with experts and that's the Refugee Assistance Program. And they were able to consult with experts in law, education, and health to develop handbooks for their volunteers who give a lot of advice to the refugees. To Lex Farm to provide training and education for its farm managers in financial management and farm growth and sustainability. And also to the Monroe Center for the Arts to fund a marketing and public relations consultant. So we've really been active, and those were totaled $9,000, and our April emergency grants totaled $18,500. And then late winter rolled around for our annual grant process, which we've just been through, and we were really excited to see that we had more grant applications than we'd ever had before. And we also had new applicants, which was really exciting for us because that's what we like to see is our outreach, reaching more people in the community. So we're really excited about that. It also meant more work for us to get through so many grants, and congratulations to all of you who were accepted to this. And because of this, we are able to say that we're giving out more money than we have before. We're giving out $57,850 in grants, which is which is definitely more than we've given out in other years. And if you add that together with our December capacity grants and our April emergency grants, that gives us a total of $85,448 that we've given out this fiscal year. So that's definitely more than we've done before, and we're really excited about that. And we hope that we can continue doing this, continue with our capacity grants and our annual grants, and keep giving more money into the community. We're extremely grateful to our donors and supporters in Lexington. We're also really grateful for all the connections we have with all of you and all the work you do. You really bring so much to the community, and thank you for all you do to enhance the quality of life here in Lexington. So without further ado, this is meant to celebrate all of you and your work and your grants tonight. So I'd like to pass the program over to my co-chair, Ann Basie, who will present each grantee. Thank you.
Hi. So I want to say Marianne has been absolutely wonderful to work with. I'm really, really grateful to have her as a co-chair during this really strange and unusual year. So we're going to start first with, we gave out 3 capacity building grants this spring. The first one is to LEXHAB. So if, who's here from LEXHAB that would like to come forward? And we're going to ask you to just say like 2 minutes about your grant.
Okay. Good evening. My name is Bill Kennedy. I'm a member of LEXHAB. LEXHAB, just to say a little bit about LEXHAB. LEXHAB, not to be confused with the Lexington Housing Authority, was formed by an act of the legislature in 1983 to provide additional low to moderate income housing, focusing on local preference. Today, LEXHAB has 80 units spread throughout the town, and we comply with federal and state requirements for people who are considered low to moderate income. This particular grant is going to be very valuable to us, and we're very appreciative to the CEL for this. We, in the past, were able to buy units throughout the town, single units, condos, or houses, but that is becoming impossible today, as you all realize how the real estate market is swelled. The houses have become very expensive for us. So what this will allow us to do is have a little marketing campaign to reach out so that more people understand who we are and what we are throughout the town, and perhaps maybe want to sell a house to us instead of to a developer. Also, there are people who may want to bequeath a house to us. And there are people out there. We have experienced this on a very, very limited amount. But this grant will allow us to maybe expand that program. And LEXHAB thanks you very much.
Okay. Oh. Okay, thank you. The next group is William Diamond Jr. Fife and Drum Corps. And Carmen, okay, who do we have here? Oh, Judd, okay. All right.
Hi, everyone. My name is Judd LIEBMAN, and I'm a parent volunteer with the William Diamond Jr. Fife and Drum Corps. I'm joined today by the president of our board, Carmen Calabrese, but he asked me just to say a few words about the grant and what we're going to be doing with it this year. It's our 3rd grant from CEL, so we thank you again for your support as always. This year, as many of us, I think, found, we relied a lot on online tools to reach out to our students. If you don't know about us, we're a Fife and Drum Corps. It's a junior music group that plays traditional colonial music on wooden fifes and drawstring drums. Based here in Lexington, it's about 50 children between ages 8 and 18 who participate. The majority of them are from Lexington. There are some from surrounding towns. This year, as always, trying to get them together to do rehearsals. We use Zoom. We use a lot of other kinds of tools. One of the things we really found was it's an important piece of what we do with the kids is building a lot of community for them. And some people talk about the group as a substitute, you know, those kids who don't play a team sport. Maybe they might want to join a music group and get some of that kind of camaraderie and togetherness that you get from playing a team sport also. All of that was very, very difficult to do this year. So we put together a program to both update our website. We have a very, very old website that was kind of built in the late 90s. It was sort of a need to update it in general. That's been a program we've had for a little while or thought about it. But one of the things we really wanted to add to it was an ability to kind of create some more community for students. So having a section of the website that built tools for them to communicate with each other. We have some mentorship programs, some training programs for students, the ability to do private lessons with each other, and to kind of just form some online community as we get back to performing live again. So the Corps did march this weekend. It was the first time in well over a year they marched down in Rhode Island in a big parade. And it does seem like the season is starting to pick up, and it does look like there will be opportunities to perform. So we're very excited about having this capacity building grant to build a new website. So we're out designing. I'm writing content for my section, which is fundraising. We have other parent volunteers writing content, but we're going to be using professional developers and designers to kind of give it a really nice look and feel, but also a lot of powerful tools. So we're very thankful, as always, for the support over the years of the Corps, and are looking forward to launching the new website as we launch a new parade season and playing season. So hope to see you out here on the Buckman Tavern Green. We'll be out here all summer playing, so if you're out on a Monday night, come and see us. Thank you.
All right, I didn't know this was going to be a photo thing. All right, the next group is the Youth and Counseling Connection, which you may have been familiar with formerly as the Lexington Youth and Family Services. Hi, Jamie? Yes.
Good evening. Thank you to CEL for this grant and for others we've had. We're enormously pleased and delighted by the support. My name is Jamie KATZ. I'm the president of the board of YCC, formerly LYFS. If you get your acronyms confused, you're not alone. We are a small mental health organization. We provide targeted counseling, free counseling, most importantly, free counseling for high school and middle school students along with their families. And we also run programs for teens to help them. The goal is to help them both in their individual situations, but to help with groups that can help them in turn affect the organizations around them, that can affect the culture around them. So we're trying to do it at an individual level while also helping around the group, collective, cultural level to help them understand their own stressors, their own weaknesses, but also their strengths and their abilities to deal with all that they have been faced. This year, of course, faced with much more than before. We've had a rush on our services. We quickly switched to telehealth. It's been an extraordinary venture, but we've succeeded. So why, you ask, why is an old guy like me doing this? I'm a townie. I grew up in this town. I came here in 1951. I don't remember much of it because I was less than a year old. I moved in with my parents, and I went to four elementary schools that are now closed. I went to Muzzy, which is now condos. I went to the high school as an 8th grader, which was like feeding raw meat to dogs. So I'm a traditional Lexingtonian, but I'm not, because I'm a parent of a child, but the child is of Asian descent. Not the only one in Lexington. I'm also an uncle, and I'm an uncle to a number of kids who are of Ethiopian descent. So I've seen the high school, I've seen the schools, I've seen the teachers, I've seen up close and personal how our kids have to deal with stress within their families, within school, and I've also recognized that the same things that plague the rest of the world, whether it's cultural, racial distinctions, but also economic distinctions really hurt our kids. And so this is a personal mission on my part. It's a professional one as well. But what we do is not done by anybody else. Nobody else gives kids free counseling in a setting where they can go before their parents know that they need it. Nobody else provides the kind of cultural guidance that we're trying to give these kids to help them change the culture around them. We have a lot of kids who are incredibly talented, incredibly bright, incredibly attractive, energetic kids. Most of them, at one point in their journey through school, they're going to hurt at some point. And most of them will struggle a little bit at times. Most of those struggles will end briefly and they will be fine. But for some, the struggles are longer and harder. And that's what we're there for. And we are delighted to have the support of CEL for this kind of a grant. We appeal for money to the public, sadly, because we are dealing with a somewhat forgotten, maybe not so much forgotten now because of the pandemic, but mental health for kids has not been an area that's attracted a whole lot of publicity. There aren't a whole lot of really good movies, rom-coms about it. And so we know that we need to do better. We are doing better. We have a new video, should any of you care to look at it. We've had the pleasure of support from our community press in a variety of ways, and we will be able to do better and be able to fundraise and become far more sustainable because we have generations of kids still to come that we want to help out. Thank you very much.
So that are three capacity building grants for this spring. I'd like to move on now to our longstanding competitive grants. The first.
We also got one of the capacity building grants. Did you?
I'm sorry.
LEXRAP?
LEXRAP. Oh, we did, if you want to come up and say a few words, we did the, for sake of time, the people that have already gotten their checks.
Okay.
But you know something, what you do is really interesting. So if you want to come up and say a few words, actually, that would be very cool. I don't know how many of you know about LEXRAP, but they're a great group.
Thank you. I didn't want to hijack here. Good evening. My name is Tom Rich, and I'm the brand new board member of the Lexington Refugee Assistance Program. We were founded in 2015 with the goal of helping refugees and their families become well-adjusted and productive members of their community. We currently support about 20 families in the area who combined have about 60 children. If any of you have had kids who are on IEPs, any hands here? I think you understand how complicated that is. Now, imagine that 4 months ago you were in a refugee camp and you have kids and you come here, they need extra help at school. This is one of the things that we do is we help these families work with the educational system, the healthcare system, and all that. And we're very proud of the work we've done. And with this money from CEL, we were able to we're working on this handbook to help improve the quality of service, and we hope to make this available to other communities so that other communities can get similar organizations started. So thanks very much, and thank you to CEL. Great, thank you very much.
There are so many organizations in this community that are doing amazing work. And, you know, anybody else that had an older grant that they want to come up and talk about what you're doing, you know, it would be awesome, because I really appreciate hearing what people are doing in this town. The next group in our current competitive grants is LexPride. And I don't know who's coming up. Valerie?
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much. My name is Valerie Overton. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm the president of LexPride. For those of you who are not familiar, LexPride is a local organization that works to foster a safe, welcoming, equitable community for LGBTQIA+ people, and really for everyone, because LGBTQIA+ people cross all demographics, all circumstances, and so we believe that everyone's struggles are our struggles. And for that reason, we take an intersectional and inclusive approach to our work, and that includes a variety of programming that encompasses social justice concerns, whether it is racial equity, disability rights, of course, LGBTQIA+ rights, and so forth, to provide support and community in ways that help people be able to thrive and flourish safely in the community. So this grant is for a couple of our programs. One is for Rainbow Artists, which is a program for LGBTQIA+ youth, and it's facilitated by experienced art therapists, including Emily from YCC, who we are happy to collaborate with, to provide a safe environment to explore identities and your journeys and kind of life in a safe space, because that unfortunately is not often available to youth. The grant is also for our social justice series, and that encompasses a wide range of issues, ranging from experiences around intersectionality. We recently did programs on uncovering anti-Asian hate and listening to the full diversity of Black voices and so forth. So we are just thrilled to receive this grant. We are first time applying for the grant and receiving it, and we are so grateful. Sometimes I say that, we're in a unique time in our history when it's, time, because of all of the things that are going on in our world right now, for people to kind of take this time as a call to action. But I really think that's inaccurate, because every moment in history is a time for us to improve the lives of our fellow human beings. And for that, I thank all of you for all of the work that you're doing, and for CEL. Thank you so much.
Okay, I'm going to go backwards for a moment to, I'm sorry, I was doing everything nicely in alphabetical order and I skipped. So for BINA Farms.
Hello, I just want to say thank you to CEL for awarding us this grant. This is the first grant we have been awarded by CEL, and we are very grateful. My name is Daisy Harrington, and this is Kelly DECOURCY. We are the Associates Director and Communications Manager at BINA Farm Center. BINA Farm Center's mission is bringing people together with and without special needs by providing a variety of inclusive, therapeutic, and recreational programs at our farm on Allen Street. We have been in Lexington for the last 5 years, and we were founded back in 2009. Although our main focus is therapeutic services utilizing horses, the core of BINA's mission and vision has been to incorporate creative and complementary therapies.
Hello, everybody. Again, I'm Kelly DECOURCY, and With this grant, we are so excited that we are able to reestablish and reimagine an original program for BINA, which is our Garden Together program, which was designed to allow members of the community to come together with all abilities and gardening levels of experience to grow, tend, harvest, and sell produce to the members of the local community. So we are really excited to put our funds to good use. We are currently hiring a team member to oversee the program so that our vocational training is well tended to. And we're also getting ready to break ground on our soon-to-be-built farm stand, which is a big part of this grant. So we're very, very excited. Thank you all at the CEL, of course, for making this a reality, and we hope to see you all in our garden soon. Thank you so much.
Okay, so next up, Lexington Historical Society. Is Chris here?
Hello, everybody. I'm Chris KAUFFMAN. I am the interim executive director for the Historical Society. First of all, I want to welcome you all to our Lexington Depot rental space here. You were correct, Marianne. This is our very first in-person event, so thank you all for coming. I was talking with some other people earlier tonight, and it's all very exciting to see faces back in public again, especially at our historic houses and all throughout town here. I want to thank CEL again for their continued support of the Historical Society. The grant that we were awarded this year went to our commemoration of the 50th anniversary of the Vietnam veterans against the war protests that happened on Lexington Green on over Memorial Day weekend in 1971. So with this grant, we were able to pull together a panel discussion headed by Elise Lemire and some of the original participants of that protest. And so it was a really great program. Again, it was virtual. We've kind of had to adjust, as everybody else has, to virtual programming, but it was a fantastic event and a fantastic evening with a lot of discussion about what happened that evening. And again, thank you to CEL, and thank you and congratulations to everybody else as well.
Okay, next up we have the Lexington Zero Waste Collaborative. Hyun?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Hyun Nguyen, and I'm a co-founder and co-president of our organization. Renee Steinbrecher is also a co-founder, co-president. She's here tonight. Speaking on behalf of our organization, I just want to say thank you to the entire CEL community, including, our board of directors and sponsors and grant review committee members and our liaison, Roberta Brock, who was so supportive for us throughout the process, and Liz Kochi as well. For those of you who are not familiar with our organization, we were founded in 2020, and our mission, we are dedicated to raising awareness about the impacts of our consumption choices on the earth and all life on it. And we are striving to do what we can to address those issues. This grant from CEL will enable us to launch 2 pilot initiatives. One is to provide a shared composting drop-off program where residents can sort their waste and bring food scraps to drop off to be composted by Black Earth Composting, and it's free and available to everyone. And the other program is we're going to partner with local restaurants to implement reusable takeout containers. during the pandemic, it really sort of made us realize, you know, with people being at home more and eating at home more and doing more takeout, just how much we were sort of contributing to the waste problem. And so we're trying to do what we can to reduce the amount that we're sending to incineration. And the support of the CEL community is, we're just so thrilled to be receiving this grant, and we look forward to implementing these programs and sharing our successes with the community. Thank you.
Okay, next we have the Nature Connection. Kim Simmons, Jennifer? Yes. Yes.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jen Riley. I am the Development and Marketing Director at the Nature Connection. And our mission is to improve the well-being of individuals and communities through the therapeutic use of nature. And we do this by bringing animals and natural materials and creative arts to facilities, to children, adults, and elders who, for whatever reason, lack access to the outdoors and traditional ways of accessing the well-being power of nature. And I want to say thank you to the Community Endowment of Lexington for this grant, which will subsidize some of our existing programming in Lexington and allow us to partner with new facilities so that we can bring the healing power of nature to more kids, adults, and elders in Lexington. Thank you so much.
Okay, our next grant is Love Note Boston, and June and Sarah.
Hi everyone, my name is Colin and I'm the Executive Director of NOTELOVE Boston.
And my name is Sarah and I am the Associate Director for NOTELOVE Boston.
Okay, thank you so much for this tremendous honor. We are very happy to be here today to accept this grant, as in many ways it is the culmination of a year's worth of work that we have put into creating NOTELOVE Boston. It is an acknowledgement and a promise that we will continue to do the work that we have been doing and aim to reach a wider audience and spread our message of music education for all.
For those of you who aren't aware, NOTELOVE is a completely high schooler-run nonprofit based here in Boston. Our mission is to provide quality, free, and accessible music education to all children and teens, regardless of income or family situation. All of our executive staff are high schoolers, as are all of our talented and dedicated 36 active instructors, many of whom attend Lexington High School. Our 34 students range in age from 5 to 15 years old and are learning a variety of instruments ranging from piano to ukulele to trumpet.
With this grant, we intend to bolster our presence both online and on social media. In addition, we will use it to fund additional goals such as in-person concerts, merchandising, and reaching more instructors and families in Lexington.
Much like our executive staff, our organization is a young one, having only opened our proverbial doors last summer. Through the pandemic, this year has been a tough one for music education, but thanks to our creative team, as well as our committed instructors, we have survived and are looking to the future with hope. In the coming years, we hope to spread the love of music, we hope to spread the love for music in Lexington.
Thank you so much again for this honor and letting us speak to you today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up is SHADAJ. Rajesh, GODBOLE.
Thank you, CEL. Thank you for this. I'm Rajesh GODBOLE. I represent SHADAJ. For those who don't know about SHADAJ, we are a non-profit based out of Lexington, and our primary mission is to spread Indian classical music and take it to the mainstream audience, not limited to people who have grown up listening to Indian classical music, but those who love music and would like to explore it. So every year we host several chamber music concerts, lecture demonstrations, music appreciation sessions. Many of them are free for students and seniors. And every year we have a community outreach event. We try to make it free for most of the demographic, and that was made possible by a generous grant by CEL a couple of years ago. Last year has been difficult for almost everyone. SHADAJ is no exception. But I never imagined that I would enjoy listening to classical music online. But that's the only option that we had. And we moved online, and surprisingly, our membership followers shot through the roof. I didn't realize that people were so desperate for music. And believe it or not, earlier, because we host chamber music concerts that are in person in Lexington, out of Lexington, now we have audiences from all parts of the country and internationally. And because of this online music production, we are putting together some infrastructure that will allow us to do it on an ongoing basis. And the results are there for us to see. A couple of colleges from the New England area, they have already approached us. They would like to benefit from whatever programming we are doing for students of music. And I was very impressed by the previous presentation. You guys are welcome to join us. And all the concerts are free for all the students anyway, so please join us. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Thank you.
Next organization is SNAP, the Special Needs Arts Program. Heidi O'Mara? Oh, Heidi's, okay. Hi, Rich. Yes.
Good evening. The Special Needs Arts Program offers music and art program to the special needs community here in Lexington. We've been part of the community since 1981, when the organization was formed by two special needs teachers here in Lexington. As everybody else has gone through, it's been a trying year for us, where we normally would have our art and music programs at the community center, where our artists and musicians and our singers would get together for sociability, interaction, being part of the community. We've had to transform the whole program to Zoom. And I just have to thank our music and art director who were able to jump into the program and put together this quality program for our members. They serve over 100 individuals during this time and able to provide art, music programs. Also, we also have a ceramics program, we have a crafts program, and an important part of SNAP is that we don't have a narrow diagnosis requirement. If you identify with SNAP, we identify with you. Regardless of age, we have 20s up to 60s in our programs. And we have an important part of SNAP is the collaborations that we have with other organizations here in the community, be it the Monroe Center, the Art Walk program, Cary Library, and the like. You'll see our art installations around the city, and at the library and the like. So it's important for us is to maintain the sociability of this community that can somehow, because of their lack of mobility and transportation, can somehow be forgotten. So we bring the programs to them, make sure that we can maintain social interactions and have them part of the community, have them visible parts of the community. So I want to thank the Community Endowment with our grant this year. We're having a chorus camp this summer over Zoom where our singers are going to perform solos, which is a huge step forward and is I think a great example of the progress that our individuals have made over the years, where some are nonverbal and now they're singers. So thank you, CEL, and look forward to seeing you in the community. Thank you.
Okay, next we have Vinci Robotics Academy. Jingu?
Hello, everyone. My name is Chen Yulin. Thank you very much for this great opportunity and the CEL. I'm the co-founder of the Vinci Robotics Academy, and also our another co-founder, Mandy, couldn't make it, but she is like a long-term Lexington donor, and she support like a library and the CEL a lot, and also sponsor us a lot. And so our Vinci Robotics Academy is like a nonprofit organization, provide a STEM education to the local community kids. We are full parents run and a parents found organization. We only 3 years old, and this is the first time we apply this funding, and I'm really happy. We really excited. We have this great opportunity. Our program is we're gonna provide the robotics education program to the special needs students, especially for the ASD students, which is autism spectrum disorders students. If you actually imagine, you probably don't believe, actually according to CDC's report, among like 54 children, there's one special need ASD child over there. So it's a really huge, really large population, and most of the students are actually in our public school education system. Only like a small amount of the students actually in the special schools. But we found actually there's no suitable or excited programs, STEM programs for those students. If you think like during the pandemic period, all of us stay at home and actually feel lonely, feel isolation. That's actually the daily life for the ASD children every day. So we definitely think we can help them based on the research. The STEM education actually can build the confidence to those students and give them opportunity to work together as a team, and also to provide the interest to find their interest, to find their skills, from the their work. So we're gonna use this funding to develop, to teach the special students. Also, we're gonna develop our curriculum and to provide this curriculum for free to the public school system and to special for the ASC students to help them to build the confidence to express their creativities and maybe become the leader in the future just as the normal kids. If you hear from the news last week, the Senate just passed a bill for $250 billion, especially to boost the technology. Most of the funding gonna goes to the education and also the research, the university, those stuff. We definitely think the STEM education is gonna be the future of our society and also gonna make our life better. So thank you very much for this opportunity, and I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
And finally, we have the Vision for Lexington Committee. Mark?
Good evening. I'm Mark Manassas, representing for Vision for Lexington Committee. We were formerly the 2020 Vision Committee, so some of you may recognize us by that name. And I've also got Andrew Dixon with me here, representing Vision for Lexington. Vision for Lexington has been around since about 1999. At that time, 2020 seemed like a long way off. And Vision for Lexington is chartered to try to develop a consensus of the vision of the community of Lexington. What do we want to look like as a community? We have run numerous surveys over the years in 2012, 2017. We're coming up on one in 2022. And out of those surveys, we've heard things such as how do we better integrate some of the communities in Lexington? So we've had numerous demographic projects to look at that. We've also taken on a number of financial studies, how to do town planning. One of the, I think, things that we're most proud of is the Citizens Academy that we've helped to initiate. So it's a stepping stone for a lot of people in the community to learn about how the town runs and then to be able to join committees. So we see a lot of people take the Citizens Academy and then actively join committees within the town. So actually, out of curiosity, how many people have taken that Citizens Academy? So yeah, thank you. So what I'm here for tonight is to thank CEL. I think I remember the first time I saw this logo was probably back in 2013 over at the community center. I think it was a open house for the new community center, and I thought, oh, that's nice. I wish him luck. And now I see it over and over and over. So it really has become a part of the community. So thank you so much. What we're here for this evening is the 2022 survey. And CEL has given us a grant that will allow us to send a mailing to every household in Lexington. Historically, we've hit about 4 or 5% feedback or return rate on our survey. We want to get much more of the community involved, and people are just sort of actively paying attention to town events. Arlington, for example, can get about a 25% response rate. So we're optimistic we can get a lot more feedback and hear a lot more of the voices in town. So please watch for this logo on our postcard in the beginning of 2022 and become a part of forming the vision for the future of Lexington with our survey. So thank you very much.
Okay, after this is all over, we'd love to have the grant recipients all come up and get a group shot, since we're all, doing our thing, so fluff your hair or whatever you need to do. And I would like to end with one last, to me personally, very, very important thing. We've had 3 people involved with this organization who have meant a lot to me and to CEL. 2 of them, Mary Ellen Ringo and Wei Ding, have led our grant review committee this year and have worked unbelievably hard during the pandemic trying to figure out how to do grant review, record number of grants, doing it online, organizing people, organizing data. They were amazing. So, Wei, I see you back there. Mary Ellen, is she still here? Yes, if you could come up here. Just want to say thank you very much. Thank you. And then the last person I'd like to thank is my partner in crime, Marianne SOREL, who will be stepping down as co-chair this year, and has been a great leader, teacher, inspiration, and she's still staying with CEL, thank goodness, but she's sending me off. So she has been an outstanding leader, and I just want to say thank you. Okay, Marianne, did you have any closing comments? All right, well, then basically my closing comments would be congratulations, everyone. It's incredibly moving to me to see how much work goes on in this town and people's dedication to the community. The fact that we have donors that step up to support us, and thus we can support you and the work you're doing is really, really moving to me. It's one of the best things I've seen in this community. So thank you. Thank you all. And if you've combed your hair now, if you could come forward.